Hi, friends. As we move into this new school year, we are here to make this time a little easier for all of us, kids and parents alike. So, today is the 4th of August, and the school year opens on the 13th of August, which gives us about a little more than a week to tackle this whole transition phase. So, we're going to utilize this week in the best way possible to organize ourselves, our kids, and our home. I'm a mom of two kids, a fourth grader and a middle schooler, an eighth grader to be exact. So that's going to be the last year of middle school for me as a mom. But if you're a mom of a middle schooler, let me know in the comments down below, and let me know if you have gone through that anxiety phase. Whenever kids transition from elementary to middle to high, we all understand that situation. But let us tackle one year at a time, and let's get started. Question that I get asked is, how do I stay organized, manage my time with a busy school year situation coming? I think I'm not a pro at it, but a little secret is create organization systems that tend to organize itself. See, you have a lot of tasks that you need to think about, and that might be for yourself, your kids, or events, festivals, so on and so on, right? But if you can, if you tend to put all of this on into your brain, and your brain has to manage and memorize all of it, that's going to be a super overload for your brain, and we shouldn't let that happen, right? So the Skylight digital calendar, which we invested somewhere in December, that has been super game changer for ourselves, like myself and my family. And that's why I just want to recommend it for you. If you are in a situation where you think that you need to manage your family's chaotic situation a little better, we can add our task events, assign certain events to certain members of the family that applies only to them, and at a high level you're able to visualize everything in one place, and that's the best part of it. And that has been really helpful, especially with chores, because I don't have to keep nagging. The chores get done. If it's not getting done, it's just showing up as delayed. So everyone knows what is supposed to be done and what is not getting done, so things get done better. And to be honest, in the summer we have been slacking on it, because I think partly because we had been traveling, and with the kids routine being out of place during summer breaks, that is, the Skylight app also took a break. But we have to get back to it, and I'll quickly show you how we can add these tasks and how helpful this can be for your school year. Okay, so this is our Skylight digital calendar that we have kept on our kitchen countertop so that everyone can easily access. And we have all of our names listed here, and we add the chores that we have under the task list. So this is how we add it. We click on the plus button and then add what you want to, and then you can designate it to any profile that is applicable for that task, right? So sometimes there might be one or two members applicable for that chore, and then you can repeat the task by toggling on the repeat button, and it gets added to your calendar in one stretch, right? So you can add it as a weekly task or a monthly task, and so on.
So one thing that I really like about the Skylight is that I can't use my phone at school, which means that I have to use my Chromebook, which has Google Calendar on it. And since my Google Calendar is synced to the Skylight, this means that, let's say my teacher says, "Hey, you have homework due tomorrow." Then I can write that down on Google Calendar and it'll appear on the Skylight, which means that I can see all my tasks together in one place. My school homework and the chores that I have to do at home. This really helps a lot instead of keeping everything in my brain.
So that's where it is. You have your task, you have your calendar that is synced from various calendars that your team members, or not your team members, your family members share. And there are other applications within the meals, the photos, etc., that we don't utilize very much because you need to have a subscription on that. So all other things are free of charge, and we utilize that. We have the list function as well, so that you can write on anything that you don't want to forget. So something to check out if you want some help with organization. I think personally this is the best time to add everyone's task. So that's why we just reset the calendar, and we're trying to add everyone's task separately all over again, because sometimes the task might change, right? And so our personal preferences also change. So a yearly cleanup of the task and redoing what you want to do this year, I think back to school time is a perfect time for that. And as kids get older, the chores and tasks also have to have a refresh, right? They also have to change as kids get um, old enough to do certain things, and likewise. So we're adding all the events, a lot of back to school nights, teachers meet, and lots of chaotic timings ahead. But we need to put everything together in one place. So let's do that real quick. And after this is done, right, it feels very mentally satisfying. It feels like you have unloaded all your worries onto something else. It's like you tell all your worries to your mother or your best friend. That's the feeling when you offload it. Ta-da! So in every kitchen, you will have a space for your lunchbox and water bottles and so on, right? So this is a designated space in my kitchen, and I think that is clearly identifying a space for it really helps in your chaotic mornings at 6:30 a.m. when you have to run around looking for your kids' snack box, lunch box, the dipping containers, etc., and having a space for all the lunch gear is very helpful. This is not a very organized space, which I wanted to organize with you all, especially for the water bottles. I think I needed an organizer to keep different shapes and sizes of the bottles contained together. I saw one thing on Amazon. Hopefully, that's going to help. Let's try that out together. So, let's get into the drawers. Okay, so here is the lunchbox drawer. So, we have, maybe we need to remove this lunchbox, the green one. That was Adi's lunchbox. So, this is getting smaller for Adi, and he's going to use this one.
Much bigger.
Anjali is going to be using another bento one. Besides that, we have the thermos flask, and then we have some snack containers, plastic boxes, lids, and then these are the dipping containers. Based on what the kids told me, the steel ones are the best, and this is also a steel one, but with the container being silicone, I don't usually like to send liquid dippings in it, like which is very runny in consistency. I might use something like this. So these are all the lunch box gear. And maybe I can use this as a secondary lunchbox. Who knows if one of them forget to get back something from school. You never know.
So we have these plastic organizers. I'm not sure how to use this, but I think my mom does, and we can look at the instructions. So yes.
Okay, so pretty simple to fix. I hope this works out because we have 3 levels here and we have so many bottles. I think that was good.
It's turned out super well. If I want my Stanley, just get the Stanley. And once I'm done, I can just put it back. I think it's a very clean space right here, and it really works out. What's your thought?
Yeah, I think it really works, and I think we should be able to manage this a lot better than last year.
Hi.
Hi. So we are in Anjali's room right now, in Anjali's closet space, and we are cleaning up the clothes and seeing what fits her and what doesn't fit her, so that we can have a list of what we need to buy as the back to school shopping season is here. So one tip I have here is definitely before going back to any store like Target or Old Navy or Gap or whichever store that you're planning to go, definitely see what they already have and make a list of what they really need, because when we come back we needed to have a pile of clothes with mismatched outfits and things like that, and have, without any clue, we should never go shopping. That is something that I have learned from my past. And so here we are cleaning up all the clothes, and there we have.
As you can see here, we have section out my clothes. So tip number 2 is section out your clothes. So as you can see, these are my school clothes, and these are some outfits that I can wear to places other than school. So
The reason why we section out our clothes is because in the mornings we stumble on so much clothes and we don't have to think twice about which ones are school and which ones are outside. And me and my mom came up with this idea because whenever last year I didn't section out my clothes, I wore clothes and then I was walking up to my mom and she was like, "That's not a school clothes." So this helps me just pick one of these clothes and ready for school.
The next tip is tip number 3. And tip number 3 is lay out your clothes the previous night. I know I talk about this a lot, but when you actually do it, it's the best tip. So you can just lay it up in 2 minutes, and in the next morning when you're super tired, you're like, I have to pick clothes again? No, you don't. You just spend 2 extra minutes the night before and you're ready ASAP the morning, and you're just like, okay, I put this Barbie top for today. I just put it on and I'm ready for school. What's making cleaning so easy and fun is the Dyson vacuum that we have. It is so lightweight and fun to move around. Some of the things that I like about the Dyson vacuum is that it's wireless, so you can just click a button and it just ons by itself. Because I don't like wires. If you're like me, comment down below. And another thing is that when you're vacuuming, there's like a greenish light in the vacuum place, and it's really cool because you can see like tiny little dusts that you can't see with a bare eye, and I love that.
That's true. It's very easy to maneuver. So she has done a good job over the past few months. She has been handling cleaning her room herself. So that's great. We also cleaned out her desk, and she's having a clean desk now. We removed most of the papers from last year, so that that's the general idea of having a clean room and a clean space when it comes to getting yourself ready for back to school, right? So that you have a clean new slate to begin with. We have a good idea of what we need for clothes. Adi and Anjali both have a list of 5 tops and bottoms, and they can pick up anything they want, which is under the budgeted amount. Usually, I always get the clothes based on their age level, and it's funny because right now for Adi and Anjali, we don't have the right size of their age. Say, for example, you don't see any t shirts that are 9T or a 13T. So we're getting 10T size for Anjali because I think that's better than an 8. And for Adi, it's funny, we're getting a 14 to 16 t shirt size. But he's okay with an oversized t shirt, I guess. What do you all prefer for kids' clothes shopping? Is it online or in store? And also let me know which one is your favorite one. Okay, so we are going school supply shopping, and it's a little different for Adi and Anjali. With Anjali, we're going to get everything from school, and it's a huge time saver. We did that last year, and I felt that was very, very useful. With Adi, middle school supply shopping, it's a little different. So let's go do that.
So it's much easier to order from school if you have the advantage of that, because they give you the right amount of stuff, and when you get to the teacher's meet, you just have to like put things in bins, and it's very easy to do that instead of just going to Target and buying stuff and you don't even know if you need this much of glue sticks, this much of pencils. But at school, they give you the right amount. So if you have an advantage of getting it from school, I would recommend getting it from school.
Okay, we are here in Target. A huge crowd, especially in the school section. Everyone is doing last minute back to school shopping. But I found this QR scanner and I just scanned the code, and it was very convenient to see the specific school that you could select and the grade level, and you get automatically a list of supplies, and you can actually even select everything and pick them up.
So one thing that I've really noticed when I'm buying pencils for myself is that I usually buy 2 or 3 like high quality mechanical pencils instead of the wooden pencils. That's just a personal preference, but I feel like I can write better and more neatly with pencils like these. So this year at my school, they're only allowing wired headphones. We can't use like wireless earbuds. But personally, I prefer headphones because they just feel more comfier and better.
Okay, so I think we have got everything and physically prepared for the kids to be back to school. Mentally, I need to get prepared because this was a very, very long summer break. So if you like this video, give this a thumbs up and comment down below what you would like to see next from us. This video was done based on a comment that I received from you on Instagram. So definitely waiting for your inputs for making my next ones. Until we see you all next time, take care.
And bye-bye.
So I'm excited for 4th grade and hope you are excited for your kids' school year.
And I really am excited for 4th grade. I'm getting so big. What is that?